All right. Goodbye. Bye. Bye. Hello. This is not a video about whether the Magic 30-year anniversary edition is worth it. It's not. If you need to hear more than simply it's 60 fake Magic cards for $1,000, and I cannot imagine why or how you need to hear more than that, it's 60 fake Magic cards for $1,000. But if you do want to hear more, I go into detail in my video here. But again, it's 60 fake Magic cards for $1,000. It's not worth it. I will not be buying it even for entertainment purposes on this channel. I will not be buying it for my personal collection. I will not be doing a booster box game on it. I will not be doing a pack opening or anything with it. It's 60 fake Magic cards for $1,000. It's not worth it. This is also not a video where I ask the question, which would you rather have? 2 PlayStation 5s or 60 fake Magic cards? Now that was the video I was originally going to make here, a silly little satire of the outrageous price of the 30-year anniversary edition, where I would start by showing how with the money you'd spend on 4 booster packs of fake Magic cards, you could buy not 1 but 2 PlayStation 5s. And then I'd have a really funny little montage where I showed all the video games you could buy for $1,000. Hey, you can get a Steam Deck and another $470 worth of games on Steam, or all these board games. I probably couldn't even fill up the screen. If I took all the board games I own, it isn't even $1,000 worth of board games, miniatures, whatever, all the awesome luxury things that $1,000 would get you. Ha 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 ha. That'd be the silly video, but I decided not to make that video. You see, in my original video on the Magic the Gathering 30-year anniversary edition, I pinned a comment asking people what they'd rather spend $1,000 on, hoping that you'd all do my work for me and list funny examples of just how much stuff other than 60 fake Magic cards $1,000 would get you. But the comments weren't funny. They were sad and eye-opening. The majority of them just said I'd spend it on rent or put it towards my mortgage payment. A lot of people, and I mean a lot of people, said they'd use that $1,000 to get needed medical care, get some dental work done that they needed done. I stopped reading when one person said that if they had that much money, they could give their kids an amazing Christmas. Yeah, that's when I stopped. I couldn't go on. I didn't have the heart. These weren't jokes, and it isn't funny. These were a stark and very real illustration of just how obscene this product is. I think it is very fair, honestly, very fair to say, hey, no one is forcing you to buy this product, and that's true. No one is forcing me to buy this product, just as no one is forcing me to play Magic the Gathering. But likewise, to everyone who says, hey, no one is forcing you to buy this product, I would counter with, it is okay to react to a product's quality, to a product's price, to a product's intent and effect on a game that I play and, yeah, enjoy, even if no one is forcing me to buy it. I am allowed to have an opinion. Oftentimes, more often than I'm given credit for, I'm starting to feel that opinion is positive and that opinion is joyful. But I feel this product, whether you buy it or not, is having an effect on the Magic the Gathering player base, on Wizards of the Coast's relationship with that player base, and interestingly enough, its own bottom line. And I'd like to share that opinion and then ask you yours. So this video will be on the unintended consequences of selling 60 fake Magic the Gathering cards for $1,000. Got a lot to say about this, so buckle up. Hey, but first a quick word about this video. This video is sponsored by Keeps, a subscription men's health brand for hair loss prevention. Are you worried about going bald? Well, don't be, because there's nothing wrong with going bald. You are a gosh darn sexy individual, whether you have no hair or long flowing hair. It's what you want for yourself. But what happens if what you want for yourself goes contrary to what biology wants for you? Well, that actually is where Keeps comes in. You see, while it's true that 2 out of 3 guys will experience some form of male pattern baldness by the time they're 35, it is also true that the best way to prevent hair loss is to do something about it while you still have hair left. And with Keeps, you can not only do that, but you can do it from home. Keeps gives you access to real licensed doctors, and it's offering you real medicine. It's just the generic version of name brand stuff. If I said the name, you'd know, but I'm not allowed to say the name. But because it's the generic version, you've got huge savings. And we'll add even more huge savings on top of that, because if you are ready to take action and you are ready to prevent hair loss, just go to keeps.com/Tolarian or click the link in the description and you'll receive 50% off your first order. That's KEEPS.com/Tolarian. Take control of your body how you want it to be with Keeps. I am going to start with the most obvious unintended consequence of this product: player discontent and dissatisfaction. Regardless of whether your player base likes every single product you put out or agrees with every single decision you make, there is a point where your actions, your management, and your communication of how you do business can irreparably damage your relationship with the very people who keep you in business by buying your product. And while I will not go so far as to say we are at that point yet, I feel it is fair to say that the 30th edition anniversary booster pack fiasco is fast approaching it. Yes, there are players who are angry, and yes, Magic players get angry over many things, but here there are also a great many players who are sad. There are a great many players who are feeling left behind. A lot of this problem can actually be attributed to marketing, presenting people with the idea of celebrating 30 years of Magic the Gathering, having your promotions for this product, your communications and relationships with your customer base be framed as a celebration of 30 years of Magic, as something special for the community, and then to turn around and release a product that costs closer to most people's monthly rent than to what they'd spend on a pack of Magic cards. Well, at the very best, that's tone deaf.
But one of the real cool things about it is when you open it up, like just opening up and seeing that art that you remember from back in the day it's just very nostalgic. It's very exciting.
To celebrate 30 years of Magic the Gathering, we knew we had to go big. Just how big did we go?
So big.
It is possible that you can open up 2 Black Lotuses.
I said mind-blowing, I said mic drop.
In the same way I discussed in my prior video that had this product simply been more affordable and no other changes, then it still could have been hailed as one of the best products ever, you know, if the majority of players could actually afford to participate in the 30-year celebration that this product purports to be. Well, in that same way, if you had just not called this a 30th anniversary celebration and instead called it nearly anything else, maybe people wouldn't feel so sad and left behind. Calling it Magic the Gathering Platinum Edition, the most exclusive non-playable keepsake, would, ahead of revealing what was even in the product, set expectations accordingly. Hey, you know what? Lean into it. Give it a name that screams this is going to be overpriced and that it is not meant for anything, for any purpose other than being a collectible trinket. And people will already have shrugged it off as something stupid for the rich speculators and collectors and not feel the sting of being told they are too poor and too unimportant to participate in the 30-year Magic the Gathering celebration. And I assure you, whatever this product's intended audience is, whoever the people who are buying this product are, they'd still buy it if you called it that. If anything, it might make them more excited to get to show off just how much money they have to throw away by framing the product accordingly. The other side of this, the side that matters, is that you would also want to do something to celebrate 30 years of Magic the Gathering that the entire community could enjoy. A special product full of excitement and nostalgia and joy, something that wasn't outrageously priced and limited in supply. Instead of, this product is not for you, to celebrate 30 years of Magic, try instead for, this product is for everyone. Ironically, I still think that the 30-year anniversary edition, if it was printed in regular supply, sent to local game stores, and priced affordably, would actually be that product. What sucks about this is that this could have been a fun experience for everyone, but instead it was made and priced for a very select few. But Wizards of the Coast did give us a gift with the 30-year anniversary edition, though it was not the gift they intended. Now, far be it for me to just make a doom and gloom video. The 30-year anniversary edition does actually give a wonderful gift to the Magic the Gathering community, something we should all write Wizards of the Coast and thank them for. What is it? The normalization of proxies. Yay! This official product is not for tournament play. The cards are proxies. You can use them if your friends, if your playgroup agrees that they are okay. This is wonderful because proxies are wonderful. Want to play Magic the Gathering casually with friends but can't afford the cards that Wizards of the Coast refuses to reprint? No problem. Just proxy them. Obviously, an official Magic the Gathering tournament requires that you use official Magic the Gathering cards, but a fun, casual event with friends is perfectly acceptable to use proxies, such as the 30-year anniversary edition in, or, if you somehow can't afford the 30-year anniversary edition, maybe just an affordable proxy artist. This product sends a message that helps normalize the use of proxies because the only purpose of this product is to buy the packs to use the cards as proxies. Unintended consequences: if Wizards of the Coast is not going to prioritize access through affordability, if they are going to lean into the idea that it is good to have expensive Magic cards because then they can put the expensive Magic cards in even more expensive booster packs, then they must accept that this is something people are going to do more and more often. Just print the cards themselves. I mean, it's not like there's GPs anymore or a prioritized tournament scene that discourages the use of proxies. Do away with all that stuff and consequences. Casual kitchen table play is going to be fine with proxies. And if you sell 60 proxy cards for $1,000, well, consequences. People will just print the ones they want themselves. Maybe, and I'm no economist, don't read too much authority into this, if any, but maybe that's the reason why Hasbro's stock actually fell and continued to fall as more and more of these so-called spectacular announcements were made. I don't know, maybe it's unrelated, but I lulled. Kids still say lulled, right? This is lull, LOL. Yeah, lull. Ha 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 ha. Because despite the guaranteed millions it will make, it has furthered Magic the Gathering on a bad path overall. Short-term profits, more and more damage to the relationship with their player base in the long term. More than anything, the truth about the reserve list has finally been exposed. No, not the fact that it's a lie, which, again, it is. I talk about that here. But that Wizards of the Coast getting rid of the reserve list doesn't matter. Don't you see what the 30-year anniversary edition says to us? Even if they get rid of the reserve list one day, they're never going to work to make those cards affordable. There is too much profit in these cards, in these game pieces, being expensive. Accessibility is not the business plan. Selling more and more expensive packs with intentionally expensive cards is. That is the message that the 30th anniversary edition says to us. They want Magic to be expensive as they can manage, because then they can charge you as much as they can manage. But there's consequences to that too. And at the end of the day, it is Wizards of the Coast who is going to be hurt most by the 30th anniversary edition proxies, not Magic the Gathering players. While it's true many are looking into new games, many more of us will remain and play the game how we want to play it. Not just with proxies, but with the cards we want to play it with. There's recently been a huge interest in what is being called Heritage, which is essentially just playing Legacy, but without using supplemental product cards like those from Modern Horizons. That idea is starting to take root in other formats. Please, 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 Modern and Commander. Because we as players can determine what we want to play with and what we don't. We don't really need Wizards of the Coast to play Magic the Gathering, and when we play Magic the Gathering, we don't have to play by their product rules. We can play by our own. We can proxy cards. We can ignore Modern Horizons or whatever the hell that Lord of the Rings set is going to be. With enough bad decisions like the 30-year anniversary edition, we the players can make Magic the Gathering what we want it to be. We can and will keep gathering. But now I want to hear from you. Do you really think that the 30-year anniversary edition is going to have the unintended consequences I listed here? Possibly others, or none at all? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. And I am still excited to celebrate 30 years of Magic the Gathering, albeit Magic Summit in Salt Lake City, along with, well, pretty much everyone else, jamming games of Magic the Gathering, from Commander all day long to Modern, Legacy. They got everything going on here. Or if you want to shuffle up and play some Flesh and Blood, albeit Worlds in San Jose. Either way, I really hope I get the opportunity to say hello to you soon. Hey, thanks once again to Keeps for sponsoring this video. If you're ready to take action and prevent hair loss, just go to keeps.com/Tolarian or click the link in the description to receive 50% off your first order. That's KEEPS.com/Tolarian. Thank you, Keeps, for sponsoring this video.
Next time on Shuffle Up and Play.
Today, two of the most evil forces, evil Mark Rosewater and evil Gavin Verhey. We are going to be playing with decks befitting such vile personalities. 8-rack. Mill.
This is the best evil you could find.
This is...
So I'm gonna cast Visions of Beyond.
Let's just double check that. 1, 2, 5. No, it's got more. It's got more. It's got more.
This is the worst.
I believe I'll play this Polluted Delta. Trigger, trigger! Mill 3, then mill 3 again.
I'm gonna count how many cards I have in my library first off.
All right, so I'm gonna split your lands.
Right, so it's like we